On to Module 2. The big idea in Module 2 is the idea of now taking this analysis and developing a basic business strategy and taking it to the marketplace and doing what the marketplace does, which is, you'll see how competition works. The concepts themselves are pretty simple and straightforward in Chapter 5. You're going to see, and you'll see this assignment with the ST that's due in this module, is that I'm going to encourage you not to think in this bucket of cost leadership, differentiation, integrated cost, and realize that there's a lot of things going on in that equation. This is where we're going back to Porter's position, trade-off, fit view of strategy. You could say the position is almost like their basic business strategy, although it's driven by the trade-offs, and then the fit is what's going to determine whether you're going to be successful with this trade-off or not. So very interesting stuff that seems simple on the surface. At the undergraduate level, it is simple when we teach it. In reality, it's not simple at all. To include, the problem a lot of people have with this material is, frankly, a lot of businesses that deal in local markets don't really have a strategy, and it works out okay, and I talk about that in some of the videos. Then the latter half of Chapter 8 that I have you read is the idea of competitive dynamics, and that is, how do firms interact with one another when they're jousting in the marketplace? You may not find this interesting, but I'll tell you the story anyway. So in your textbook of Dess, Lumpkin, Eisner, and McNamara, Tom Lumpkin was my dissertation chair. And in the earliest editions of this textbook, they didn't have anything in the textbook on competitive dynamics. They felt like that was disadvantaging the textbook, and so they decided to put it in. And my dissertation chair, Tom Lumpkin, was the guy that was tasked to do it. And this is actually while I was still in the PhD program. This is the stuff that was the crux of my dissertation. And so actually, I did a lot of the background research that is in the textbook. Some of the examples and the little strategy spotlight boxes that are there is material that I researched. I didn't write any of it, nor do I have any sort of continuing financial interest in the sales of the textbook, so there's no ethical conflicts. Depending on which version of the textbook you have, if you flip to the front and look through all where they thank their moms and their dads and everybody, dog and cat they've ever walked across from, in some of the earlier versions, it'll have my name in there where Tom is thanking me for my help with the textbook. So I obviously think this material is interesting. Unfortunately, they didn't include the material on first and second movers, and that's why I went to another textbook and included a few pages from that textbook on first and second mover strategies. That's going to be important because as you look forward to the exam, you'll see that that is one of the exam questions, because I think it has a lot to do with positioning, how you use your resources and the like. And so definitely you're going to want to pay attention to that. And then looming on the horizon is exam 1. Again, the questions are there. You can start looking through them and begin to mentally prepare. And also you're going to want to look into your testing options, whether you're going to come and take the exam face-to-face with the class as a whole, which is strictly optional, or whether you're going to use the online proctoring service, or whether you found your own testing center. The online proctoring service, I take care of the setup of that. You just need to make sure that your computer is compatible. If you're going to use another testing center, I need to know that so that I can send them the password for the exam so that they can administer to you. Anyway, dive into this material, enjoy it. This is the nuts and bolts of business strategy, and it's really fun and interesting stuff.